actually afternoon if you're watching this later. It's time morning, afternoon, evening. Shoot, damn, might be next year. May not even be next year you're watching this. It actually could be the year 2097 and humans went extinct. You're watching this video, like, what went wrong? Next year. Huddled around a fire. Year 2079. Watching this video, like, how did we lose the world? What happened? Why are we huddled around a fire? Most of our ancestors died. The nuclear war came, winter came, the Ice Age came back, and they didn't do anything about it. They're busy fighting each other. They were busy acting stupid. They were busy pretending they were civilized. I got a question for y'all this morning. Are we civilized? Are we? What is the evidence of being civilized? I got my lady with me again. Oh, she over here? No, she's right here. I gotta get. It's backwards. It's a mirror thing. I can't tell. Right here, Linda. Somebody said her name is. We need to tattletale. We need a barbecue. Because you gotta tell on people. I think she's gonna be with me on a lot of broadcasts coming up. Sometimes you gotta tell on people, y'all. Like I said, I'm not mad at her. Sometimes you gotta tell. Didn't found water on Mars. Ain't no damn water in Mint, Michigan. Did I say Mint, Michigan? Did y'all hear that? Flint, Michigan. Ain't no water in Flint, Michigan. Shoot, parts of Alabama got no water either. Parts of DC. Have y'all seen the water? Test your water. But it's okay. It's water on Mars. How is that even possible? How is it even possible finding water on Mars a couple billion miles away? Can't find no damn water in the neighborhood next door. So I don't believe. I don't believe a whole lot of stuff. I'm a skeptic, man. I don't think we're civilized. I think we pretend to ourselves. I think we lie to ourselves. We Mars. Not because water's not supposed to be there, because we didn't found it before. We didn't found trees and bushes and everything. Remember them, the whistleblower NASA people came forward. The guy came forward and said they didn't found people walking around on Mars in spacesuits. Probably Americans and Russians walking around. They lie to us all the time. That's why I don't believe none of that. Why are we even supposed to know there's water on Mars? Why would there be people walking around on Mars and we don't even have water down here? How does that make any damn sense to anybody? Somebody tell me. They didn't found, I think it's like 26 kilometers worth of water up on Mars again. Why do we keep finding water on Mars and we can't find no damn water on the planet? Somebody explain that to me. Tell me how that's civilized. Good morning, good morning. We got Brenda. Oh, she's back. Yeah, Brenda. I think she might be here for a minute. There's a whole lot of stuff on this planet not supposed to be there. And water not supposed to be on Mars. When children in Flint, Michigan ain't got no water. That's what I'm saying. What's she telling on now? Who does she need to be telling on? She needs to be telling on all these nations and society. She needs to be telling on all these people pretend, oh, we are fighting for the children. We gonna get and save the children. She need to be telling on the global police. Y'all know America still acting like the global police. UK, France, Britain, they ain't policing a damn thing. Tell me this. How is it that you're a global police and you don't ever respect international law? Somebody explain that to me. Has there ever been a time, maybe I'm wrong, I could be crazy. I could be. Sometimes, half time, I think I am. But somebody tell me, when has America, France, UK, Britain, when have they ever followed the laws? When have they ever? If you're the police, like I think that's another whole point of us not being civilized. Not outside of the fact, hold on, let me shift my background. Outside of the fact that the water in Flint, Michigan look like this, we need somebody tattletelling on that. Run tell that, Linda. How come you can't tell on that? How come you can't tell when we need you to tell, and you just tell when you want to tell because you're indoctrinated not to tell some black people at the barbecue? That's what I want to know. You know, how come you can't go to Gaza and do some telling, huh? How come you can't tell on somebody over there? Somebody blowing stuff up, barbecue and lighting fires. It's just crazy. It's craziness to me. I don't think we're civilized. Somebody tell me, are we civilized? Somebody give me some evidence. That's what I want to know. Talk about the nations being great again. When were we ever great? Somebody tell me. So I want to know. I'd like to know, was Germany great? Britain, y'all been great? Y'all great? America, hello. How you great? Canada, y'all great? What are y'all great at? Are you great? And what are you great at? That's what I want to know. What are we great at? Yes, Plymouth Case not supposed to be there. Water coming out of the tap that you actually got to pay for, not supposed to look like that. Not supposed to be there. You know, but not only that, you know, I think Michigan was a state, wasn't it? Michigan, the state where foster care was up there ripping kids out of the home, and water looks like that. Was it going back 15 years ago, something like that? They were taking all those kids left and right because the parents couldn't pay the water bill. Maybe they wasn't paying the water bill because it ain't no damn water, it's sewage. Maybe, I don't know. But the thing is, and it's not just Flint, it's all over the planet. All over the planet. But then I'm a weird person when it comes to nations, right? People they want to talk about, well, you know, who's the greatest nation? I don't think that's even a conversation point for me. I mean, y'all know me already to begin with. I don't believe in nations. I don't think they exist. Personally, I gotta say it nicely. I'm saying it in a nice way. I'm going to say that my brain is evolving in a way, a direction, different path. Maybe yours is evolving too in a different direction, to where nations shouldn't exist because they never should exist. They're not good things. Like when you get to a point where the number one killer of human beings are these nation things, why should they even exist? How does that make any sense that they're still around? They keep saying they're civilized. They keep saying how much they care about children, but it's obvious that they don't. So I'm not in the discussion of who's the greatest nation because I don't think any of them are great. I think they're all just kings and lords in this big screwed up thing of police state nonsense, getting people to fight and argue with each other over dumb stuff that doesn't even matter. Keeping us violent, devolving us, or keeping us in a state of wherever we are in this evolutionary thing. I don't think nations should exist. I don't think it makes any sense to me. But people like to use that word, civilization. I don't think we're civilized. I think that people 20, 10, 100 years down the road, if we haven't actually extincted this nonsense, they're going to look back and they're going to say, you know, what the hell was wrong with them? Like, why were they so Cro-Magnon? Why were they so caveman-like? Why didn't they realize we're all related? We're all one big collective and we're all raised to be stupid, but they all wanted to stay stupid. I don't get it. Jingoism. Yes, Plymouth K, thank you. I kind of know what that means. That's a big word. Hold on, let me look that up. You got me on it. I know it kind of, sort of, jingoism. Hold on, hang on. I got Google now. Jingoism. Now, first I got to spell it right. I wouldn't know what I can do. I can go, I don't have to look in the World Book Encyclopedia Britannica no more. When I grew up as a kid, that was Google. Now I can just go to Google. Jingoism is extreme chauvinism or nationalism, marked especially by a belligerent foreign policy. Woo! Yes, I didn't know that's what I didn't know what that meant. I had no idea. Oh my goodness. So yes, we are, and you know what? On that Plymouth K, on that jingoism. So America, we're still in this whole police state thing. There actually was a little news thing this morning about the world's policemen. Maybe take a look at that. Let me see, who's that? Brother Rick? I'm stupid. Thank you, Brother Rick. Appreciate that. I think I am too. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I'm stupid. I think we all are, because I think we're raised to be stupid. I think we're all raised to be indoctrinated because it's a big game. Like George Carlin said, it's a big club and none of us are in it. We're stupid. We don't even know if there's water on Mars. We don't know what our police state is up to. We don't know who we're killing, robbing, murdering. And we got people who run around on this planet claiming they got love in their hearts while the blood is rolling thick and deep all over this planet. So I think we are stupid. I think we embrace our ignorance, Brother Rick. And that's why I agree with you. I completely agree with you. I'm ignorant as the day is long because it pays when people are ignorant. It pays when you can make 7 billion ignorant creatures that have no idea what's happening in their world. You can get them to embrace money. You can get them to embrace greed. You can get them to cheer the police state. Let's take a look at this. I'm curious as to what's happening with the police state. I thought we were supposed to be getting rid of this thing, but it did not seem that is the case.
Expanding its overseas military presence. According to Marine Corps General Joseph Dunford, there are now 300,000 personnel in 177 countries. That's up from 200,000 last year. Many of those troops are based in other NATO countries. Those include almost 35,000 in Germany and 12,000 in Italy. The US also operates numerous bases in Asia, in allied states, including Japan and South Korea, and in war zones such as Afghanistan. Well, this comes despite Donald Trump's pledge to end America's role as the world's policeman.
We more and more are not wanting to be the policeman of the world. We're spending tremendous amounts of money for decades on policing the world, and that shouldn't be our priority.
Well, we can now bring in international criminal law attorney Jennifer Breeden for her take. Jennifer, always welcome to the program. Hello there. Only a few months ago, we heard the US president say that he doesn't want his country to be the world's policeman. Why then do you think we're seeing this expansion of overseas military operations?
And reason.
Well, I think we're also looking at a continuation of policies even from past administrations. So a couple months ago, President Trump had declared his intent, something that he wants to see, which is the U.S. to not be a policeman, to not have this presence. But mostly within that speech, Trump talked about not wanting to fund the organizations such as NATO, which the U.S. has been so deeply involved in, and instead focus more on its own national issues and own national security issues. So I think we are seeing, even if there is an expansion, as the general has discussed, or the number of troops overseas, we're seeing a continuation of past policies, despite the fact that Trump has declared his intent to not want to do that. But of course, we have such a heavy bureaucratic system in the United States. We're probably going to see a lot of time that it takes for Trump to change some of those policies and roll things back.
This all has to be paid for, doesn't it, of course? U.S. military spend far outstrips the rest of the world combined. It does beg the question, why do taxpayers put up with it?
They really don't. And again, that's a great question, because I think that's a lot of the reason that Donald Trump was elected in the first place, is because American taxpayers are waking up after years of being asleep at the wheel, saying, wait, what's going on here? We don't want that. And that's why he was elected, on promises like that. We're going to stop doing this. We're going to stop putting millions of dollars into groups like NATO. For what reason? Because, you know, a lot of times it's putting the United States in a worse situation diplomatically and in foreign policy areas than we really need. And we have issues here at home and domestically in the United States. So that is why he was elected. I think these declarations of intent on Trump's part of not wanting to be that person anymore, wanting to roll back some of the presence, is part of the reason, telling the people that voted for him, I haven't forgotten this. I am still going to work on it. But again, there is this bureaucratic machine from past foreign policies that continue to do that.
I'm going to stop there. All sounds good to me. It all sounds good, delicious, and sweet. But let me ask you a question. Isn't that what the last president said? Isn't that why the last president got elected? Because they were going to take care of home. They were going to, as I think Brother Rick just said, they're going to protect us. Are they protecting us? Are they? Good question. Do I believe in protecting myself? I think I do. I think I protect myself all the time. But I also believe in the truth, Brother Rick. I also believe in, why do I have to protect myself? Did somebody do something? Did somebody put something where it wasn't supposed to be? Something that's not supposed to be there that requires that my country protect itself? Did somebody do something and piss anybody off anywhere in the world where now my brothers and sisters got to go fight in wars that should not exist, that they got to go to places they shouldn't be? Are bombs being dropped that shouldn't be dropped? Are buildings like the Twin Towers falling that shouldn't be felled? Brother Rick, I believe in the full story. I don't believe in a little piece of the story. I want to know the whole story. So as a country, you got to protect yourself. But then you also have to be an intellect enough. You have to have an intellect enough to dig down to the root cause of a problem. Why? Right? Somebody swings at you, but then you stop and you ask the question, why? Why did somebody swing at you? What did you do? Did you do something? Did somebody else pick with him? Does he think that you're somebody else? And the reality is that our country has been starting wars all over this planet. I'm not sure, brother, if you knew. I haven't seen you. Hopefully that you're willing to look at some of the details, some of the things that Smedley, Butler, and the rest of them said. Conflict minerals, destabilization of nations. There are no real terrorists. Terrorism does not exist. These are poor people who are fighting back. The same reason those poor people fight back are the same reason you got a lot of white nationalists fighting back. Like right now in Germany, you have a big growing group of, what do they call themselves? We can go look at that too. A big growing group of people who are arming themselves, they're electing their own leaders, and they're separating out from Germany because they're upset with Merkel and what's going on. When you starve people and you got poor people, the first thing you don't want to do is defend yourself, right? That's the stupid position. The first thing you want to do is ask the question, why? What is the environment? What happened? Because prevention is everything. If you can prevent from having to defend yourself, doesn't that make a little more sense than defending yourself? Like, we're going into this time of being the global police who never follow the laws, right? We never internationally follow any laws. We do whatever we want, whenever we want. And what that is going to do is bring about a time of mass lawlessness. What happens when the police, the global police, never follow the laws for their citizens or abroad? You bring about a time, you set a standard for lawlessness. And what I believe in peace, freedom, liberty. I believe in the Constitution. I believe that people should be allowed to live their lives. And the government that I always get hates the Constitution. They hate freedom. They hate liberty. They don't seem to give a damn about human life. And I don't even blame them, Brother Rick, because that's not the problem. The problem is us. The problem is we keep electing leaders. We keep, and maybe it's elections that don't work too, but we keep supporting and cheering and clapping for the bad guys like they're the good guys. We keep clapping for the people who are causing the problems, so we can't get out of the problems. We need to tattletale more. That's why I got Sister Linda right here, Brother Rick. That's why I got her, because she needs to tell more. We need to tell more. We need to tell that when things are in places they should not be. Immigrants are in Germany. They shouldn't be there. I'm a believer in human migration, but the immigrants shouldn't be there. And guess what? They don't want to be there. They don't like Germany. They don't. You think Mexicans like America? Hell no, they don't. I mean, you can't grow no food. It's not hot. It's not warm. You know, they don't like it. Their homeland's not here. Their house isn't here. They can't have whatever they had in Mexico. They don't want to be here. But instead of debating the root cause of all of these problems, we just talk about protecting ourselves, right? And we don't want to take that position. Like, you want to take the position of somebody who looks deeper into the actual problems in the world and actually resolves problems. They don't just perpetuate them, tucking them in. Let me see. I hope everybody shares this post. Oh, thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. Oh, we got Wanda in the house. Ron Paul says all American wars fought abroad have been unconstitutional and unjustifiable. And Ron Paul is right, Sister Wanda. That's why I love Ron Paul. I always love you too. And I appreciate, because Ron Paul, he hadn't been wrong yet. He says the truth. Because and this is why, like I said, this whole patriot thing, I still kind of put myself in that category, kind of, but I'm not a patriot for America per se. I'm a patriot for everybody. Everything is the way I see it. But I'm also a patriot for the Constitution. I believe that they got close to where we should have been as a society, but we have a government that never, ever, ever follows that. I think we have a model that can bring about world peace anytime we want. We choose not to, because too much money can be made from destabilizing things. Too much money can be made from bringing about black nationalism, white nationalism, getting the Muslims to fight the Christians and pretend the Crusades is real, pretend that they all don't worship the same God, pretend all of this nonsense and get people fighting. So I think that, we're in a great day and we're in a great time that we actually know that we're being lied to and we're being played. And I think the position of the adult is to step up and say, you know what? I'm not going to be played anymore. I'm done. I'm done being played. I actually am going to start pick up my cell phone. I'm gonna tell on the barbecue. I'm gonna tell on the barbecue because y'all barbecue. You know what? I'm gonna change my picture. I'm gonna tell on the barbecue because y'all got barbecues running all over this world. And not only are those barbecues illegal, you didn't get a permit for them. Hang on, let me show you a barbecue. I posted this one yesterday. I don't think I got in trouble for this one. They're starting barbecues all over the world. How about this barbecue right here? Can we tell on this barbecue? Somebody? Can somebody pick up a cell phone, call somebody important, and tell them? And I don't know who you're going to run tell that to, but can we tell on this barbecue? This is a barbecue right here. Hold on, let me cut the video off. This is a barbecue. This is why we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect ourselves because people mean us harm. Why do people mean us harm? Because we're stupid. because we fight with our neighbor and we aren't asking the question, are we civilized? Are we becoming more civilized, right? Do we act civilized in our own lives? Like, I'll critique government all day long because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to cheer government. I wasn't born into a culture or family that says you sit back and you cheer your leaders. No, I was born to say you're always supposed to critique them. You elect them, and when it's done, nobody cares about who anybody elected for. Don't attach yourself to that silly identity, but start as a group, because we all sink or swim together, critiquing whatever is in government. And if that government keeps doing the same thing, if you keep electing it for the people, but it keeps serving Wall Street, then you know you have a systemic problem, a system problem. So I always post about the system, right? I don't care anything about Donald Trump. I don't care anything about Bush. I don't care anything about Obama. I don't care anything about Clinton. I don't care anything about Merkel. I don't care anything about who's the France guy? France guy? Macron. Macron. Did I say it right? I took French, I took French. I don't care anything about Macron. I care about the fact that we have a system that is broken. We have a system that systematically makes money off of the murder of our cousins all over this planet. We have a system that systematically turns people who all sink or swim together against each other. And so we have to stop using the system, which is the great thing. I don't know, Brother Rick, he might have left. No, Brother Rick's still here. That's the great thing about our system. It is a system. If we no longer use the system, it draws to a halt, right? And that's what I think, yeah, people correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what the majority of this group is coming together to say, is that we need to grind the system to a halt. It's a system, which is very easy to stop. You just stop using it. Now, everybody's got to figure out their own way to stop using it. I'm not a judger of anybody. I don't judge anybody. You know, I walked out of corporate America. I walked away from being a consumer. I walked away from, I used to like to post when people post the cars and the new cell phones and doing the reviews. I used to upgrade my phone all the time. I got the first phone when it came out that had the little blue glow. I was in the club with the phone with the blue glow, the flip phone, like Star Trek, you know. I used to always have the new stuff. I bought the brand new televisions. I had that big, massive 60-inch television that was like 3 feet deep, paid like $4,000 for it, brand new. And a year later, it was outdated, right? I did all of that. But now that I know that that's related to conflict minerals, I know all of that's related to war. I can't critique and say anything about anybody else because I was completely beholden to that nonsense. And so we all back away from it. But that's the great thing about being a system. If you know that your system systematically does not allow for civilization to occur, for people to be civil, it actually is set up and most money is made in actually getting people to fight each other, then the system has to go. The system is broken. The model doesn't work. And so I think this is what we do on a regular basis. Gerard, pull up the video. Trump train is rolling. Uh-oh, Blemmy K, I'm not sure, is that gonna get me in trouble? I haven't seen that one. Elections are, I have to watch that one later. So, oh, you can post it, I'll watch it later. Elections are selections of the cult of Saturn. All right, who's that? Age of Credilla. Okay, I don't know anything about the cult of Saturn, but I do agree that elections are selections. And we have great evidence that that is true. We have great evidence because every president does the same thing. The system doesn't grind to a halt. The system is still taking care of the wealthiest, and it's just totally, completely ignoring the poorest of the poor. The middle class is joining the poor. The upper class is becoming a part of the middle class, and the elites are taking the whole kitty home. So absolutely, I don't believe in elections anymore. Do I believe in voting? I don't know anything about that. We'll have to have that conversation when we get down that road. But the only thing I can tell you right now is if you think I'm faking, if you think I'm fronting, and if you think the elections come around, you're going to see me cheering for a Republican or a Democrat, you have lost your mind. My God doesn't allow that. That's why I post sometimes on religious stuff. People are like, oh, yo, stop posting about religion. Don't talk about Christianity. But I talk about everything. I think the Thos was real, probably a real God, a creature too. I don't deny anybody else's beliefs because I don't have any solid evidence of my own beliefs. But it's important because that God thing said, don't murder people. And I believe it. Now, of course, the Bible thing that came after it said, oh, it's kind of okay to murder people sometimes. And I don't think that that's true. You're not supposed to murder people. You're not supposed to rape people. You're not supposed to steal what they have. You're not supposed to covet anything that they have. And so that sets up the basis foundation of who I am. Grease fires appear to be by dudes, D-E-W-S. Who said that? Wanda. You know what? I don't know where the grease fires are coming from. I know they had drone footage. They were showing the devastation. You know, my stance on all of that is I just sit back and say, you know what? Is anybody playing with the weather that shouldn't be playing with the weather? Does anybody have any weather projects? Has anybody be doing any geoengineering? Has anybody doing anything that could cause fires? And you're probably pointing that direction, and you're most likely going to be right that they're up to something. Crazy things happening around the weather. It's like Gotham City here. It's been dark. We see the sun every 30 minutes. It comes out, goes away, comes out, goes away. Rains, comes out, goes away. Right? We've never had this before. So things are changing. I don't know what that means, but things are changing. You know, we're talking about 5G. Like, this is insanity time. We were on 5G yesterday. I was looking at 5G. Do you realize that 5G, they're rolling out the towers every 1,000 feet? Is anybody aware of this? Is anyone paying attention? The doctors are coming out now. Entomologists have come out and said that this is going to affect patterns in insects. This is going to affect ecosystems, that the wavelengths are they're too narrow, and that there's no way it won't affect the human body, that they suspect that, what did the doctor from the University of California say? That he suspects it's going to have effects because of the frequency wavelength on the human sweat glands, the human nervous system, and like 2 or 3 other, I forgot, systems in the human body. And we are rolling. Like, there is no way to stop this. There is nothing anybody can do. Like, we can sit here and we can talk about how greenery, you know, it delays the signal. You know, you can plant bamboo. Bamboo's a fast grower. It's got a lot of greenage. And, you know, because these towers are so close together, they're just like, imagine the buzz, the electric buzz, and about, while you're trying to sleep at night, trying to sleep at it, and it's just constantly just pumping out signals. So we know what this does. I mean, if you look at some of the cell phone tests from around the world, you know, all your cell phones say you don't put your cell phone, because the electromagnetic radiation, you don't put it within an inch of your skin. And so the idea, and I'm not saying that this is gonna cause harm. That's not my position on anything, because it's stupid to act like you know something you don't know. What we know is these wavelengths affect biology. They affect human cells. They affect cells in all animals, right? They affect cells everywhere. There needs to be more testing done. Profit can't be the answer for everything. You can't roll full steam ahead on everything because it's going to make money. Does anybody need better bandwidth anyway? Like, where did this come from? I'm curious. I'm thinking about this. I didn't ask for more bandwidth. I don't care nothing about the bandwidth. You know, my download signal works. I can watch movies, I can watch videos, I can watch live streams. Why do we need more bandwidth? And besides, y'all censor the bandwidth anyway, so what the hell? What's the point? But the thing is, we can't stop it if we want to, right? You know, so Trump was elected for the same reason Obama was elected. He's going to help the people out. He's going to help the people. It's for the people. How come the people can't stop 5G? How come the people can't even slow 5G? Because the people don't control anything at all. And the presidents don't control anything. I think they're slaves to the system too. Buzzing all over fake cricket cheaps. Buzzing all over fake cricket cheaps. Thanks to the water park. Having them, I know them. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? The crickets might stop chirping. I think that's where you're going with that one, Brenda. I can hardly see the thing's so small. But to me, I kind of think it's like when they spray for mosquitoes. Right? Nobody asked for that. They just do it. And they don't have to stop, right? The contracts are written, the money's being made, the money's flowing. Same thing with 5G. It's already been paid for, rolled out. You know, elected Trump to stop stuff like this, to stop greed projects and make sure kids got food and take care of and freedom and all that great stuff. But he's doing the same thing Obama did. That's another thing that they have totally in common. 5G and paying off other countries to roll out their 5G. And that's where my conspiracy bone comes in. That's where I start to think, well, what is this really about? Right? What is this really just deep state technology? Brother Anthony's talking about Agenda 21, reduce the global population to just to 5 million persons, and maybe. But I start to question this, like, well, why are you in such a rush? Why are you rolling out this 5G in America? Who's ahead of the project? North Carolina, Santa Rosa, and is it San Francisco, I think, or San Diego? I forgot. But why are we rolling so strong? I think India's coming online. I could have swore it was somewhere in Germany. So why are they rolling so hard? And you've got your medical professionals coming forward and saying, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, but this, again, this is my position. If a corporation says, let's roll with it, you don't ever believe it. Never. Oh, we tested it. It's safe. Nah, Never believe it. Never, ever. When they roll something out, it's just like vaccines. It's like synthetic drugs. It's like anything else. You know, chemicals in toys. You don't trust the corporation. You put the burden of proof on them to prove that it doesn't hurt before you let them roll it out. So my take on 5G is simply this. When you roll out 5G in the politicians' neighborhoods, the elites' neighborhoods, and y'all go ahead and crank them towers up, see if the firemen are lying, because you know the firemen who are actually helping to put those things up, they're talking about they're having all types of migraine headaches and crazy stuff like that. I think that was in California. And they feel better when they get the hell away from the tower, and the tower's like on a low volt or a low setting. I think you set it up in their neighborhoods. Crank it up. Y'all let y'all, because, you know, they're wealthy. Y'all supposed to get everything first. Yeah. I think we're on to something. You know how they always get everything first? They always get the TVs first. They get the cars first. They get everything first. All the new technology, to get all the best medical equipment. Everything they get first. How come they're not getting 5G first? Answer that question for me. How come they're not? Why are they not getting 5G first? Why are we getting it first? How come they can't have this first? They want everything else first. They want the yachts first. They want the mansions first. They want the automated homes. They want all this stuff first. But 5G, we get it first. That's why I think this is deep state technology. I think that they're up to something. I think that it's nefarious. They're always many decades ahead of us in technology. They're always up to something. Brother Rick said economics. Absolutely, positively. It's just economics, right? They're just making money. It's just greed, as it always is. But I think they should get 5G first. And after maybe 50, 30 years, something like that, after they roll it out and their kids don't come out with 3 eyes, 4 eyes, 8 testicles, and, you know, they start getting cancer and going crazy and not turning into the zombie apocalypse, and we see that the elite neighborhoods, the gated communities are still nice, okay, then you give it to poor people, then you roll it out to everywhere else. But until then, I think that they're up to something. I do. It smells fishy. They're moving too fast, right? We need to slow this down. Get to boil your egg. Get to boil your egg in a cup next to a 5G tower. Plemy K is very possible. Anything is possible. You know, when you look at how they're shifting the wavelengths and they're so close together now, it's a scary thing. And nobody knows, but that's the problem, is they roll stuff out. When people die, then they pull it back, and that's stupid. You can't treat this the same way the pharmaceutical industry does their drugs and their vaccines. Oh, well, just roll them out. People start dying, we'll pay them off. And if enough die, then you pull them back. No, that's stupid. You don't go that way. What else we got? Rothschilds, like people buy up all of the devastated property, 10C in the money. Absolutely. It could be that too. Could be just, it could be like the brother was talking about, Agenda 21. It could be total just depopulation. They could be playing these games. They might know that it spikes cancer rates. They know that it causes problems. Maybe it means that they actually can tap into your, what are they talking about? Your routers, and where they can actually listen in on your house. That when the waves are close enough together, they can actually put pictures together of what's happening inside of a house. Maybe it'll get them a better picture than that little sneaky device the police have, where they can see with infrared into your house, know who's in the house and where they're at. It could be. I think it's all deep state technology. And if Trump was fighting deep state, he would not be for it. Right. And this is why I don't understand is, you know, people, if you really believe what you say you believe, you know, so, oh, Obama's going to help us. He's going to stop with the police state. He's going to do this for health care. He's going to blah, blah, blah. When he didn't do it, he's going to legalize marijuana. When he didn't do it, you're supposed to turn. You're supposed to, hey, because if you actually like the president, you're supposed to turn on the policy, right? When he doesn't actually do what he says he's going to do. And now Trump is in there promoting the deep state, promoting this deep state technology, trying to help them roll it out faster. He's talking about, oh, yeah, we've got ways of getting past the permit process to roll out 5G towers faster. Think about that. Like really, you got to think about it. Think about it. These people up to something. Um, Let me see. Yeah, and then somebody mentioned the fires, and like it's just like okay, so we're having a lot of problems with technology and these little power boxes. What are they? Smart energy boxes or the power company. We're having all of these problems and nobody knows what's going on. Maybe we need to slow down on this technology thing for a little bit. Like maybe we just need to back up a little bit, kind of think. Is this technology actually the right way to go? Is this going to help us become more civilized? Are they rolling out more internet bandwidth to actually help us because they want us to download Avatar faster? No, that's not why they're doing it. That makes no sense to me. Let me see. DC needs to be world experimental. Yes, brother Glenn. DC needs to be the experiment. Yes, thank you, Washington. Y'all, these are all great ideas. You want to roll all this stuff out? How about we roll it out to Washington first? But specifically, like, let's keep it where Congress goes. Because I got friends and family in D.C. How about we just keep it like right around the White House and right around the Congressional House and anywhere they had lunches and do their stuff? How about we just roll the technology out there first? Because they don't want it there first. They don't. They don't because I think they know. Look, I think the politicians are just a little more in tune with what's going on than we are. They're still slaves to the system too, but they're a little more in tune. They don't want that crap anywhere around them. The experiments are for us, not for them. Direct energy weapons now. They have advanced tech now. They have an agenda. Yes, surely they do. They do, and that's not even a place of conspiracy. That's a place of logic and common damn sense. Reagan was working on it. I remember being a kid, Shirley, going to air shows at Andrews Air Force Base, and I remember looking at, they had I think it was a C-141, and they attached a laser on the front of it, and they were playing it over like the video showing it shooting missiles. Like, come on. And this is back in the 80s. They were doing this 30 years ago. So of course they say, oh, well, we're still working on energy weapons. No, you're not. They got energy weapons. That's part of why I think they're playing this game with the world, because they know they can take on Russia. They know they could take on China if things fall apart, because they got all these secret weapons. Now, mind you, none of those weapons will be to protect you when Russia rolls out their supersonic, hypersonic nuclear weapons, the nuclear torpedo and all this stuff to kill all these people in America. Oh, no, they're not going. It's not for you. The laser defense weapons, it's not for you. No, those are offensive. And to defend the White House and maybe Congress and maybe some of the elite neighborhoods. But when that rocket and that missile's coming from Flint, Michigan, you think that they're going to actually, we got to stop it from hitting Michigan. It's going for the Appalachian Mountains. We got a lot of poor folks in trailer parks. We got to defend them. That's not going to happen. They're going to look and say, wait a minute. So every time we charge this laser, it costs about $495 to shoot the laser every time. There's certain communities we can protect. Other ones we just do. What's the point? What's the purpose? It's like Hurricane Katrina. It's just a financial decision. It's not personal, Brother Rick said. Boy, it's economics. It's not a financial. It's just like, What's that? What is that? The kids are like, man, MEH. Y'all come up with the funniest stuff. Like, man. Missile heading for Chicago. How many politicians we got in Chicago? We don't have too many up there. All right, anyways, yes, Brother Rick, against globalism. Thank you. I know that we're on the same page in a lot of places. I don't ever agree with everybody on everything, but we are not in a place where we can have any globalism. Globalism is dumb. We don't have localism working. If you don't have localism working, you can't go to globalism. You got to crawl before you walk. We can't figure out how to have a sustainable neighborhood. We got damn people reporting on each other because their grass is too high. You got people flipping out because you got an extra car in your driveway and they're crying and whining about all this silly, dumb, stupid stuff. We can't figure out the local level, right? You got people in America that get all their damn vegetables from Mexico and China. How does that make any sense? The good thing about Europe, though, they were smart enough to stop importing American GMO products. We're not ready for globalism. But on the globalism thing, that was on the news again this morning. The trade war's coming down. No, I want the trade war. I want a trade war. We should not be involved in global trade of anything while children starve anywhere on this planet. But now Trump is backing down from trade war. Why is that so? Why am I not surprised? Look at my face. Do I look surprised? Y'all see any surprise? Look at my eye. Look in my eyes. Do you see any surprise? There's no surprise in my eyes. I'm not surprised at all, because the trade war wasn't because you want to make sure kids have food and everybody's taken care of and we have a stable environment and the countries are sustainable, unlike Puerto Rico. That's not why. It's why because he had big billionaire friends in the United States and they need to play some games and get the money. And who is it? Who's it from the EU just came to America, been down, kissed the Trump ring, kissed his butt, came here, sat down, and mwah, I'm sorry. Please don't do a trade deal, and got nothing in return, and Trump got everything he wants, like yesterday, 2 days ago. I don't have all the details. I just heard a little piece of that. I'll post a link, but I'm just saying that it's never what they say it is. And it's time we stop being liable. They lied to us because we're liable. It's easy to lie to us. It's very easy to lie to us. And we accept it. We accept it and we go with it. Oh, we're bringing democracy and freedom to Iraq. We talked about that yesterday. Iraq doesn't even have power. How long has it been since the war? They don't have power. Like, this is ridiculous. They are the biggest energy provider in the world. They don't even have electricity. They got to get it from another country. We're not bringing democracy and freedom to anything. We are murdering and killing poor people and stealing what they got. Yes, Wanda, we are so gullible. We are so naive. And maybe more than that, Wanda, maybe it's just that we're scared, right? We're scared of our neighbors. We got to fix this whole being scared of our neighbors nonsense. The towers are set up to work in unison with the 5G satellites. For what end, I can't say yet, but I'm still digging. Keep digging, Brother Terry. Keep dig it up. Dig it up. This is when we come together. This is when we need to work together. This is when when you dig it up, Terry, send me the research. Send me what you got. This is when we work together. We are all going to die together under the death rays. They might turn us all into zombies, Terry. We might start walking around eating each other's brains and stuff. Brains. You know, I think that's a bad idea. I think that we should all get together and say, wait a minute. I don't think this 5G thing is a good idea. No technology is ever to help us. Every technology is to murder people and steal what they got. I think that we need to come together on these points. We need to have some very simple common ground based. Like, okay, here's another thing. Learn to disagree with people in a mature way. Like, unless you got it. Well, okay, never mind. Hang on. I got a caveat. Unless it's funny. If it's funny, okay, I like trolls. I like to laugh. I think the end of the world is going to be pretty funny with my friends. But learn to disagree with people in a respectful way, right? Like try to turn back the clock back when adults were a little more mature. You don't have to agree with everybody on everything. But you got to agree with everybody that's not a billionaire. That's what you got to do. For the most part. We got a couple hundred millionaires that are a little problematic, but always talk to people like you know who they are, right? Talk to people like you know who you are. Talk to people like you know how this world works, and the poor are always played against each other. Agree to disagree if you got to. Walk away from a conversation, but you gotta always remember who your people are. And your people are not billionaires. Your people are not the people who run this world. Your people are the people that you fight with on the internet that you shouldn't be, because you should be a little more grown than that. We all got to work on it. But I don't have any friends that I agree with all the time. You know, and you see some of us agree on drugs, others agree on cannabis, some of us disagree on hemp, others we agree on vaccines, we disagree on that, disagree on the war. And I think everybody for the most part agrees mostly on the wars, but there's always stuff that we disagree on. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. We're still family. We're still cousins, right? Don't get all upset, discombobulated, confused, say something personal, hate somebody. You know, very rarely should you be blocking people. Now, there's some people that they're not interested in an intellectual discussion and doing good things on the planet, evolving, becoming better. You got to block, meh. You got to hit the block, got to do the MEH. You know, sometimes, all right, you're not here to help. You're not here to have an intellectual discussion. So, okay, you know, but we got to learn to disagree with people and keep moving on. Obama's favorite line, let's just let this thing play out. Is it, Sharon? I didn't know that. That's Obama's favorite. That sounds familiar, Sharon. That kind of sounds like what did Clinton say? She said, "Oh, we gotta vote. We gotta vote for the health care bill, and then we'll see what's in it." Let's just see how it plays out. No, I don't want to see how it plays out. Sharon, I don't want to know nothing about no 5G playing out. The only way I want to know how it plays out if it's in your community, not mine, in your community. North Carolina, y'all need to get some bamboo. It grows fast. I teach you how to plant it if you need to. What you do is you dig furrows, right? This is how the Japanese do it. You dig furrows around the area. You don't want it to spread too far. You put sand in it, right? One on this side, one on this side. You plant the bamboo in the middle. You know, you put beveled edges on the outside, so when the bamboo shoots grow underground, they hit the edge of the bevel. It's called a rhizome guard. It'll grow up. And then when it grows up, you just cut it. All right, that's how you plant your bamboo. You do this all around your house. Just lock out the whole thing. You don't have to do that. If the 5G tower is over there, you put one big clump here. The 5G tower is over there, you put one big clump there. But the idea is you block anywhere those signals are coming in from. I don't want to see how it plays out. I don't want to see my brain bubble and a tumor growing here and that. I don't want to see that. I think that'd be ugly. I don't want to see how 5G plays out. There's some things I want to see how things play out. That is not one of them. World destabilization, us playing the global police, I don't want to see how that plays out. Us continuing to be uncivilized, I don't want to see how that plays out, right? We got kids right now in every nation starving to death, starving to death, dying for lack of food. In America, they're losing their damn minds. They're robbing, stealing, killing, joining gangs, anything they can do to put biscuits on the table. I don't want to see how that plays out because I know where that ends. Right? I know where that ends. Another thing, Obama and Trump, they're totally illegal as a police state. Obama built more prisons and elementary schools, and Trump is hiring the police in the police state, rolling out 5G, make sure that they can see exactly the color of your drawers and underwear when you're walking down the street. They want to know every damn thing. They're all in league. I don't want to know how that plays out. Good quote, Sharon. I didn't know that. I stopped watching Obama. After he started, it was obvious he was lying. I stopped watching him, which is why I don't watch Trump now. It's obvious he's lying. It's not that. I always have to back down. I don't want to trigger anybody in that way. Let me understand what I'm saying. The office requires they lie to you. You might like Trump. You might like Obama. Personally, they might be good guys. You might want to go have a beer or something, you know, have them grab you in the testicles or something. Like, it might be a good thing, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, right? But hey, in the office, in the White House, the White House is an organization. It's a building like Congress that is always against poor people, always. And it's always for billionaires at all times. And we need to really swallow that truth pill. Military wing of the 3-city-state empire. Absolutely. And that's all we are. We're the military wing. And the military wing, who's that? Brother Age of Credilla? That's because the military is always the poorest wing. Right? Like, think about the military. Do wealthy people go in the military? No. Right? So the kings always starve their population to get them to go fight and murder other people. And that's why America's being starved. America's not starving. America's economy is not collapsing. It's being collapsed. The dollar's not collapsing. It's being collapsed. The dollar's lost 98% of its value since the inception of the Federal Reserve. The same people who caused the Great Depression, who are behind it. America's being collapsed because the military, starving people, this is what they know. There is no more dangerous animal on this planet than a desperate human being. A starving human being, most of them, not all of them, some will just roll up in a corner and die peacefully. They will murder you. They will murder everybody in your house to get a bag of biscuits, can of beans. If you can starve America, people will join the military. That's why I keep telling people, stop blaming the military. It's not the military. The military is always made up of the poor. Why? Because they have no other options. You got two options when you're poor. You either go to prison and you serve the state that way by being a commissary slave, or you go to war. But they're not going to, you think some 22-year-old kid who just got married, in love, baby girl, they just had a baby, can't get a job, you think he's going to sit back there and just watch his wife and his daughter starve? No, they're going to go fight. And that's why America's being starved, because they need people to go into the military. Why? Because of what the brother just said, or the sister, I'm not sure who you are, age of, but they need people to serve in the military. And it's very easy to do if they're hungry. It's always been about control. Yes, yes, Brother Terry, it's always been about control. And they do it well. They exceed at it. They control us because we're controllable, right? Same thing about lying. They lie to us because we're liable. Doesn't matter if we like the identity of the president, we like the identity of the country, we like the identity of the person, we like the identity of the race, or we like the identity of their religion. We're okay with whatever they do. And so we're very easily controlled by dumb things. We got to stop being controllable. Like Sister Deb Pinella said, we got to be ungovernable. We have to be. That's the only time that people get peace and freedom and any kind of liberty. And that's the only time they have any control of their government is when they're ungovernable. When they're governable, when they're easily governable, they're gullible. Like Sister Sandra just said, that's exactly what we have to be. Let me see. Let me go to the bottom. I'm kind of high up in the comments. Running into it. Brother Gown said, brains. Yes, I don't want to be a zombie. We got to stop being zombies. Stop being zombies, y'all. That's not a good thing. Zombies, they're not supposed to be there. Not supposed to be. If you have the biggest military on the planet Earth, you got the weapons that nobody knows even exists. And you got zombies walking around in their country looking at their smartphone. Not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be the most intellectually involved, enlightened people on the planet because your government is going to use that military to murder a lot of countries if you aren't. This is time for us to wake up. Do I have a page to follow? Yes, Brother Rick. It's on my page. My page is on my page. I don't know the name of it. I made the page. Yeah, join the page. Because at a certain point in time, I'm going to stop bothering my family with my posts at a certain point in time. But most of my posts on my page, they actually come from my page. So you can go on over there. So I'm starting to break it up. Sometimes though, Brother Rick, I get crazy thoughts in my head. I got questions. Want to ask my friends stuff because they're real intelligent people. I got stuff I got to ask them. Driving a car or something. I pull over because I never post on Facebook in a car. I'd never do that. I'd never do nothing like that. And seriously, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I had a stoplight and I have a question I ask my friends. Sometimes that'll go on my personal page, but most times I'm trying to drive the discussion over to the page. We can't stop it. We're all doomed. Yes, Crystal, we are all doomed and we're all going to die. We all going to die. GAWN. We all going to die. But not everybody will live. And I think that's what this is about. It's about how are we going to live our lives, right? Are we going to live our lives in a way that benefits the next generation? Are we going to stand up for the right things? Are we going to stand up with ethics and morals? Are we going to stand up for our neighbors? Are we going to keep turning our neighbors into the police state that eventually is going to murder our kids? Are we going to, and that's just not neighbor in terms of neighborhood, that's in nationhood. Same thing. It's like this whole thing about being great, this time where America was so great. I don't think any nation was great. How can a nation be great? First question. How can a household be great in a neighborhood where kids right around the corner are starving to death? How is that great? You're not great. Not to me. I mean, to me, the greatest thing on this planet are children, not adults. They are the only innocents on this planet. All the rest of us adults, we done did dirt and screwed people, messed up, hurt people, whatever, So if a household can't be great in a neighborhood of starving people, how in the hell can a nation be great on a planet with starving countries? Can't be. No such thing as great. And if there is great, then you define great different than what I think a sentient species does. And I think that's one of our biggest problems, is we're not sentient. I think we have sentient potential. I think that we can evolve to a place where we are decent people, but it means that we really have to change how we think about things. We have to change what our priorities are. And our priorities have to be stopped. They have to stop being driven by this ruling elite, and they need to start being driven by our humanity. And everybody's got it. Everybody. Let me see. Obamacare or the Affordable Health Care Act never could afford it. Yeah, Rick, and that was a scam. It was all a scam because it was Romney care. People never asked for that. And that's why I don't get into it, because I'm not into politics. I don't care. Politics are important at a time of peace. But in a time of great war, starvation, and destruction, I don't care about politics. I think healthcare, you need to plant a garden. Plant a garden, get a holistic doctor. You know, my general stance on that is that stuff doesn't need names anyway, right? You don't let people die. That's it. You know, if people want to call it universal health care, Romney care, Obama care, Republican care, Democrat, I don't care nothing about that. It's about don't let people die. That's it. To me, that's the human stance, and everything else is inhuman. You know, but that was a scam anyway. That was a scam for insurance companies and drug companies to make a lot of money, and they did. And this is why I don't understand why people are still cheering on that Democrat side. I have no idea. It just boggles my mind. They'll never change. You keep cheering. You keep cheering. Like I said, you raise a political party the same way you raise a child. You raise a politician the same way you raise a child. If your child keeps spilling the milk and you just like this, oh, that's so funny, just spilling the milk. Oh, that's so cute. You know, it's like these kids dancing, doing the little nasty dances y'all do when y'all go to the clubs. Adults, I don't know why y'all go to those clubs, but y'all in the club doing your little nasty dance, sticking your butt out, doing whatever, listening to your nasty music. Then you got the kids doing it, and it's funny. Then you take a picture and put it on Instagram. Oh, it's just so cute. She's shaking her little butt. She grabbing her stuff, and he grabbing his stuff. Oh, it's just so cute. Uh-huh. You raise your politician that way. You raise your baby girl that way. I got a buddy of mine, my buddy Antoine, what he says, you know, the whole goal as a father of a little girl is to make sure she does not get on that damn pole. She does not work in no damn naked strip clubs, right? And while that's not totally true, it was funny when he said it. But that is the goal, right? The whole goal of you being in a political party is to make sure your political party ain't getting on the pole with Wall Street, because that's how it is. You know, the Democrats, they on that pole. I need a pole. I got a pole. Let me see if I got a poll right. Got that poll. Got Democrats on that poll. Dance for Wall Street, like, down now, bow, bow. You know, coming around. And the Republicans are doing it too. Republicans doing it too. Every country, every nation doing it. They dance for Wall Street, putting their little butt out there, nasty. But you raise your politician, you raise your party the same way. If you're clapping for your kids when they're doing nasty stuff, you clapping for your politicians when they're rolling out 5G and they're serving Wall Street and they're starting all these wars, it's not going to end good. You're not going to raise anything decent. Let me see. You never get anything you want. No, Brother Rick, I don't think we do. I don't think we as poor people, non-billionaires on the planet, we never get what we want because we never come together. There are more of us. We have more to lose. We can get everything that we want if we stop playing around with our birth lotteries, right? We stop playing around with all of our own birth privileges. We all got them. We stop playing around with these labels and we start agreeing to disagree with people who are just like us. We look different, got different skin colors, got different hair, different genders, different sexual preferences, different religions, but we all got the most important thing in common. We don't have $1 billion in assets or in the bank. And if we can agree on that, we can get anything we want, everything we want. But we got to agree on that. And it's a good time, too, because now we got the robots to make sure that everybody can have what they want. We have software to make sure everybody gets exactly what they want. But we have to be smart enough to say that. We have to be smart enough to agree on that. Got to keep fresh recruits, people who have options. Don't join the military. Exactly, Stacey. And that's why they don't want you to have options. You're on it, and that's it. That's why Obama's not allowed to give you any options. Bush, Clinton, not allowed to give you any options. Trump is not allowed to bring any more options because behind it all, the deep state, the military runs all of this. Wall Street banks, they run everything. They're not allowed to give you options because if you have options, you might do something against the billionaires' profits. You might say, whoa, hang on those vaccines. Man, let's test it. Let's send some of those back. You know, and they know that you'll come together, you'll have options, you can go a different way. They don't want you to have options. And that's why you have the whole war on drugs. They don't want you to have options. Pharmaceutical companies, they don't want you to have options. The 5,000 industries that hemp actually can be used in a product, sustainable natural products that can be made from it, they don't want you to have options. They want you to buy paper from the trees that they're ripping apart from South America. They're destroying the ecosystem, destroying the tropical rainforest. They don't want you to have the option to buy that. They don't want you to have the option of holistic medicine. So they got to make the natural medicines all illegal, which is why the war on drugs always comes for the painkillers. Like if you look at it, it's very obvious and it's methodical. They want you to come for the painkillers because pain is the key to all medicine. right? Because if you can deal with the pain, you can wait while your body heals. But if you can't deal with the pain, you'll buy whatever synthetic drug, vaccine, crap, anything, procedure your doctor says you're going to run for. You know, and that's how this game is played. That's what the shaman always knew, and the holistic doctors going back in the past. The key is the pain medicine. So they always make illegal the pain medicines first, the pain holistic medicines. They take away those options. Animals and children are the innocent and the victims. Yes, Shirley, animals, I'm glad you listed that in there. Animals also. We need the animals, right? That we need the environment. We're a part of the environment. If we don't have it, we go away too. They're a part of that innocence. We are not innocents. We have internet. We're over 26. We have frontal lobes. We can make our own decisions. We can look back and say, you know what? I don't want to be brainwashed anymore. I'm going to stop watching the news. I'm going to stop believing what they want me to believe. I'm going to stop arguing the way they want me to argue. I'm going to stop letting them set up the discussion. Who is the greatest nation? That's not a discussion. Are any nations great? Should nation exist? That's the question. You know, but the news always does it. It starts us off. Is Obamacare good? No. Is it actually care? You know, I think we got to ask those important questions. You know, will we win the war on drugs? No. Should we be warring on drugs? Right? Is Iran trying to invade Israel? No. Is it our business what Iran or Israel is up to? That's what I think. I don't think we're the global police. We don't follow our own laws. We don't follow international laws. So why should we be policing anybody else? Don't let dummies, don't let billionaires set your discussion and your talking points, because it always makes you stupid. They're not on our side. Out. Don't participate in the madness. Educate, empower, elevate, evolve in. Yes, Sandra. Always on point. Thank you so much. We should shape our political parties instead of they have been shaping us for decades. Yes, good point, Terry. Yes, they have been shaping us. They shape our intellects. It's like they put their fingers in our brains and they start massaging them like, you believe this here, you believe this here, talk here. This is where I want you to get upset. If anybody says this, you should get it. And they like massage your brain and they make you into the little zombie they want you to be. And so you just walk around on the street waiting for somebody to say your keyword, brains, and you flip the hell out and you look stupid. I think that's dumb. Personally, I don't think that's smart. I don't think that's intellectual. I think the smartest people I've ever met in my life are the ones who question everything. Everything. Those are the smartest people I've met. They're not the ones who are cheering their politicians and cheering these leaders. They're the ones who are like, you know what? I voted for this dude, but he's not doing what I want him to do. He's not doing what he said. There's something wrong with him. He doesn't pass the smell test. Something's not right. We're supposed to be, you know, doing the nationalism thing. We're supposed to be pulling the troops back and ending the war, but we're sending more troops out and we're starting more wars. This ain't passing the smell test. Not supposed to be there. You're supposed to get on your cell phone with Linda and start telling, like, he said that wasn't going to be there, but now it's there. That's not supposed to be there. You're supposed to not supposed to be. I might have a show called Not Supposed to Be There. That might be fun. Yes, Obamacare is a giant Ponzi scheme. Absolutely, Brother Terry. As long as there are slaughterhouses, there will be war. Leo Tolstoy. Yes, as long as there are slaughterhouses, there will be wars. That's interesting. Oh, whoa, you're going somewhere on that one, Crystal. I think that you're going down the vegetarian, vegan route. And I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you that when I stopped eating meat, something changed. I used to be a little more violent. I used to be a little more rough. There's something to it. I don't know what it is. And it could just be a psychological thing of just chewing through flesh. I don't know. You know, I'm not against hunting and I'm not against eating meat. I don't want to confuse anybody. Don't just start getting triggered. You're going to say something about bacon. No, I'm not. I'm not against any of that. I believe in more of what the ancestors believed when it came to that, right? They were more peaceful people than we are today. I think that when you eat a horribly treated animal, I think you take on some of that violence. I think you take on some of that pain and some of that anger. There's a lot of things that we don't understand about energy, right? All matter is energy. And if energy has conflict in it, I think you somehow take on that, I don't know if it's spirit, energy, whatever, but I can tell you an example that I'm more willing to deal with people now than what I've ever been in my life. I used to be a little more rowdy. Not that rowdy guy anymore. I'll sit back and I'm patient. I'll use patience and I'll listen to people. And I think it has a lot to do with that. You know, all of our ancestors, they had a respect for their animals. They had a love for their animals. They raised their animals and they treated them well. and they were sad for the most part when they had to harvest them, but they did it because they had to. Like, that's how it worked back then. So I think I agree with that. I think I agree with that. That makes sense to me. You can truly, you can't be truly spiritual when you're eating tortured souls. I agree with that too, Crystal. I agree. You know, which is why I tend to have a little more respect for my hunting friends than I do the ones who are going to the grocery store game trails, and the ones who don't care where their meat comes from versus the ones who look for, you know, the ethical meats, and they spend a little more money for that. I tend to be a little more understanding of you know, certainly of them. But first of all, let's be clear. I believe in self-determination. That's not my determination to tell you what to eat. But it seems to be that they're a little more enlightened. Like, and it's healthier too to eat an animal that's free ranging. It's not even about just torture. Like, you want a deer that eats what a deer is supposed to eat. If you eat a cow, don't you want the cow to eat cow food? If you want bacon, don't you want the pig to actually eat pig food and not just slop and trash and whatever they throw in? So it's not even just about the happiness of it, you know. But factory farming shouldn't exist. None of that should exist. Paleo all the way. Yep, paleo I think is probably a good thing, Yvonne. It's certainly better than what we have now. You know, certainly better than what the majority eat now. FYI, Brazil has been putting ex-president Lula, big corporate owners, ministers, over 300 corrupted on the Congress of Governors. I'm not sure what's happening there, Mari. And I like Lula. I like a lot of things that Lula said. Lula seemed to be that he's a person for the people. I'll define what I mean by like. I like what he says. I like what he's trying to do. I like the policies. I'll turn on any politician. I'm a turn on politician type of person. I'll turn on in a minute. I'm all for the policies, not for the people. But yeah, I think if anything, they were gonna put him in jail because they found like little baby corruption. Then they found like little piece, like there was something he did and he got an apartment out of it, or loaned apartment or something. And out of the massive corruption, all the rest of them did that, where they were just destroying the country. They were completely greedy. They just mimicked America. They were just the American government, but they got him on that one little thing. Whether it was false or true, that's how it works. If you actually stand up and you try to do something good, you try to help the non-billionaires, oh, they're going to come for you. You have to be squeaky clean, right? And they'll try to frame you too. Maybe they framed them, you know, but that's what happens. And this is why I think we have to be a little smarter than this. We have to use it. Put your thinking cap on. You got to put your thinking cap on. If you live in a corrupt, evil, foul world, do you think anybody decent is actually going to stay in government and succeed in any position of power? Like, I think about that for a minute. I think there's a common sense element to that, right? Like, if it's dirty and foul, if it's just funky and stinky. Okay, I got to get an example. If you went in a pigsty, just doo-doo everywhere, pigs just on themselves on the factory farm, and they just horribly nasty, would you go look for like a nice clean wedding dress in there somewhere? You know what, there might be a nice clean wedding dress in a pigsty. No, there's not gonna be. There might be a pig in here that's clean. There might be one with just white coat everywhere that doesn't have fecal matter all over it. No. You know, if the place is foul, everything in there is probably gonna be foul. Right? If the system is based in corruption, you're not going to have any good leaders in that system. And I think that there's like a whole come to reality thing that we have to do when we look at how corrupt these governments are, how they're owned by billionaires. Would the billionaires actually let a Obama, a Trump, a Lula, somebody decent, if you believe Macron, I like saying his name, I'm sorry, Macron. If you think he's decent, do you think that they would let him stick around, or do you think they would get rid of him? I think there's some real basic stuff there, but that's that identity politics, right? They pick somebody that they know you like. They pick somebody that they know you'll support to the ends of the earth, and they get them to do the dumb stuff, you know? Okay, Mari, you were born there. Yeah, I've got some friends that were born there, and they've told me a few things, and that's where I kind of lean on. Like I watch the news, but then I want to listen to people who live there because I know the news lies. I have no confusions about RT is lying. RT is lying, but RT is designed to lie to the Russian people, right? Al Jazeera is designed to lie to people in the Middle East. CGTN is designed to lie to people in China, which is why I watch them because they're not highly evolved to lie to me. I don't watch American news because they're highly evolved to lie to me. But when I see stuff like that, I reach out to my friends from, the countries to find out, is this really true? Is this really what's going on? And my friends say Lula's the real deal. They say he's the real deal. And so people like that, you have to cheer. There's no way he should be going to prison, but he goes to prison for the same way decent people in America or any country go to prisons because the majority of people stand down, right? Like Julian Assange being another one. Julian Assange should not be in a room in the damn embassy. I don't know what he is now. People say he's corrupt now. I kind of believe that. I kind of believe that that's true. I don't think that, again, just common sense. In this world, if he still was rolling out against the billionaires that own Ecuador, that also own America, that also own the UK, would they not corrupt his message? No, they would walk right in and kill him, right? I think to a certain degree, if you get big, you have to sell out. There are certain things, certain places you can't go, certain things you can't say. But even that being said, there are more of us than them. Like Brother Rick was talking about earlier, it's more of us than them. We can stand down these systems at any time we want. Age of Credulicid Israel, same thing. None of that should be happening. People should, if we were together, and I'm not a protest person right now because I don't think that we're together. I don't think that we are together enough, certainly not in America, to actually stand up to the police state. Right? You can't stand up to these things until you are family, right? You can't stand up to a police state, but that shouldn't be happening, right? Israel, you're in Gaza in the West Bank and you don't live there. You don't belong there, right? The people who are there, and no one agrees with the two-state solution, but it's the best thing that's going right now. There shouldn't be any settlements anywhere in there, but people, they buy into the brainwashing. They buy into the propaganda. They buy into Israel's just defending themselves. And it's obvious they're not just defending themselves. They have settlements all over somebody else's land that's not supposed to be there. Same thing. But that only happens because people are divided. Why is America funding all of it? Because Americans fight each other. Americans aren't smart enough yet to realize that they all sink or swim together. And so their government can do anything they want. Their government can do anything. Mari asked, am I a globalist? I don't like that word. I don't like that word. I am a citizen of the world. How about that? I'm a citizen of the world, not of a world government, but I'm a citizen of the world of humanity. I'm not sure what globalist means. A lot of people mean different things when they say that. I think that worldwide, we need to make sure everybody's taken care of. I don't think there's a government that will ever do that. I'm more of a localist. I think I prefer to call it. I am a citizen of the world. I don't prescribe to nations. I don't prescribe to borders because the people who made those nations and those borders were the most evil people on the planet. They murdered everybody's ancestors, including in Britain, including in Germany, including in France, the places that y'all call the colonizers. They all were different groups of people that were lumped together in one big massive thing, and they raped and murdered everybody. So I'm not into the nations because the billionaires want me to be. That's why. That's the number one reason why I'm a localist. I believe that local people, when they're strong, they can have strong regions, strong states, strong nations, strong continents, wrong word, and a strong earth. I believe that, we should get to a point where we do have a global economy. We do things globally, but it's not now. Everybody's corrupt. It's stupid. Until we're not corrupt on the local level, until we have something that works on the local level, we can't roll anything to any kind of a global level. So I'm against trade deals. Like I said, I was happy when I heard Trump was bringing a trade war. Happy when I heard he was doing tariffs because that's good for local economies. Now he's backing down. It's obvious to me, which is what I said, it was a scam, which is why I didn't cheer for Trump. I cheered for the fact that we were having trade wars and tariffs because we should. So everyone says globalist in different ways. So I'm not sure if that makes me a globalist. I'm just one person. I think for the most part, all the corruption is turning me down that anarchy route. Like I'm not a total anarchist. I don't believe in no rules. I think we should have rules. I think we should have small government and we should have few rules. People should have freedom. They should have liberty. There should be the police shouldn't exist. Like I believe, I'm gonna end on Jacques Fresco's words. I believe Jacques Fresco. I think when we're civil, when we're civilized, you don't need laws, right? Because what is a family? A family is an anarchy. I think when we're civil, we don't need police. We don't need laws. We don't need those limiting factors. We work together like any family does. A family doesn't have laws, right? You know, so I like the word rules better. Like I think stepping into a more free world, we have to have some rules because we're going to have a few psychopaths, right? We know we can get rid of the psychopaths, but it's going to take making sure their needs are met. People aren't growing up in poverty and scarcity. You know, we need that abundance. And so once we have that, I think even those minimum rules can go away. Kids are just born and they go live their lives. That's what I believe in. So if that's globalism, then I guess that's what I am. But I don't really know what people mean when they say globalism. I believe that we need to act as a globe. Because the entire globe is full of my entire family. The entire globe is full of 7 billion of my cousins. And I don't want y'all messing with them. That's where I'm coming from. You know, Israel, yeah, they're my family too. They're my cousins too. Palestine, West Bank, the black nationalists, the white nationalists, they're all my cousins. Some of them like me, some of them don't like me. But I'm gonna stand up for them. They don't have to like me. I don't care anything about that. You know, so we need to act like a globe, but I don't think that's putting in a one world government, not in any of the models we have today, because all the models we have today are sick bastards. That's what I believe. So anyway, not supposed to be there. Not supposed to be there. Did all of this right? The fire, the war, the war not supposed to be there. The police state, the Trump saying we were going to stop being the policemen of the world, but we're rolling forward being the policemen of the world. Not supposed to be there. None of that's supposed to be there. If you got American troops in your country, they're not supposed to be. Go tap on this shoulder, tap on this, say, hey, y'all not supposed to be here. Anyway, I gotta go. We aren't civilized. Stop pretending we are. Let's just be honest. We're not. And laugh about it a lot. That's why I laugh all the time. I don't laugh because it's funny. I laugh because it's ridiculous. I laugh because they want me to take them seriously. I don't take you seriously. I don't take you seriously at all. And so you're not going to get me in a serious conversation with a fool. When you act serious, when you actually are feeding children, you're making sure you're not sending them into prisons and you're not destabilizing other nations. And then you can talk about your health cares and all that other stuff. Then that might make some sense. The politics, you can go back to that. I'm going to go back to my garden. But until then, I'm trolling you. I'm laughing at your lies. I'm laughing at your hypocrisy. I'm laughing at your corruption. I'm laughing at your party. And I'm going to call you out everywhere I can. Because the largest population of people who can stand all of this nonsense down, they really aren't involved in politics, and they need to be. They need to be involved in politics that are really just human rights until it goes back to being politics. So anyway, I got to run. Love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Not supposed to be there. Call it out. Bye-bye.